Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Radio Freak Jam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Radio Freak Jam. It's Monday night, and I can see you all gathered in the chat room, eager to hear what this bunch of crazies have got to say for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Moosemen. Give them a round of applause. I know it's strange clapping at your telly, but, you know, do it. How are we, guys?
All good.
Doing
All
great.
good.
I'm doing
Good,
great.
thank you.
So, you know, you've been watching the shows, you've been involved in the jam night. I think you were one of the first three pieces to join us live on air, with, you know, Pete and Jim popping up from behind Richard in a big surprise moment, and all the fun stuff we've done. But what I want to do is to find out a bit more about you guys. So let's sort of take it back to the old AA meetings. I mean, the old school meetings, and we're going to go around the room and get some introductions to start with. So let's start with you, Pete.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm Pete. I'm guitar stroke singer of the Moosemen. Yeah, pretty much.
You're not just with the Moosemen, you're with other bands as well.
No.
Who else do you play with?
No, I'm in another band called Hot Wires. We're a six-piece. They're based in Surrey. That's my main band, really. They're the one that's the band I gig the most with. And I've been with them for about 3 or 4 years now.
Cool. And you
Although
play
I've known the
guitar
Moosemen
and
longer.
sing, and also produce dance tracks.
Yes, yeah, I play guitar and sing and produce dance tracks, which is going to get released soon, I believe.
It is. I've made sure it's up and out today. Give it about 5 days, and that should be appearing on Spotify and iTunes and everything else for everyone to hear
Excellent.
again.
Fantastic.
Yours was one of
I'm going
the.
to make you a rich man, Peter.
Richard, how are you? Let's give us a quick lowdown on who you are.
I'm Richard. I am also a guitar singer player for the Moosemen. In between other projects at the moment with different bands. Nothing set in stone. So if anyone's looking for another guy, yeah, that's about it, really. I've been on the jam a few times. So everyone's seen me anyway.
Yeah, we've met, and you co-hosted with us some bits and pieces, and you know we've come to know you a bit better. Partier of the Stars.
Yeah, I played. Well, I've met Soundgarden, as you all know, and Jim loves to hear the story. Look at his face. Look at his little face. Oh no,
He's gone already.
Yeah. So I was quite fortunate to meet a few people through contacts and stuff like that. So yeah, had a bit of partying. Yeah, my best one was with Cream and Jesus. That was a great one.
Cream
Jim's
and
face
Jesus.
again. Oh, no, Creaming Jesus.
Oh, I thought you said Cream and Jesus. I was like Eric Clapton and the Messiah. It was an interesting party, you know.
No, Cream and Jesus. They were absolutely awesome. I went to see them a little gig in King's Cross, and I got there a bit early, and the band were drinking, and I was drinking with them. And how they got up and played, I have no idea, because I could hardly stand up. I was mullered. Up in King's Cross on my own. It was great.
Why not? That's what it's all about. And Jimbo, you are the quieter member of the band. You're normally stuck at the back behind the other two. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Jim. I'm the bass player. I am the one that holds the song together while these two egotistical people at the front are showing off and everything. So yeah, it's just down to me and the drummer to keep it together. Again, like Richard, I'm not in any band or anything, but I been to a few jams, and whereas Richard has seen and been with Soundgarden, I think I've seen Nirvana and the God Machine, both at the Reading Festival in '92.
Dates and everything,
God,
just to
you do
rub it
like
in that
yeah.
bit more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are the Moosemen, and I mean,
Yes.
I know you guys
Yeah.
as a three-piece generally, and occasionally you'll drag some other random person down, a drummer or maybe Tricky or someone like that. But I mean, let's hear how the Moosemen
Proper
started.
bass player. I'll let you do this one because I got it all wrong the other day.
Well, it was. Rich and Jim used to run the jam at the Moose Hall. It was sort of in association with Basingstoke Blues Club. They were running it from about 2010. Am I right, fellas? About 2010.
Yeah,
It was about that. Yeah.
It was very first 2 years.
Yeah, very quiet. And they were in a band before me. They had a little thing going. I didn't come along to the Moose until 2012. I was doing my dance thing at the time. I think I must have fallen out of one of the local clubs and gone into the Moose Hall because there was a jam going on, and it sort of all started from there really. We all hit it off quite well, and then we started going out to other jams. I was new to it. I never used to do it. I was very new to it, so I didn't know of any other local jams that were going on. And these guys sort of opened the door and said, right, we go to this one and we go to that one, and so we just all started going around as a three, sometimes as a four. Like you said, we used to drag a drummer around with us sometimes. And we didn't always get up as a band. We just used to get up and play. And then from there, we were always known as the Moosemen because we used to come out of the Moose Hall. That's how it started.
And here you are today,
That's it.
not a band,
Yes.
but a band.
Yeah, and that's how it's always been.
Yeah.
So not a band, but a band.
And the one that's missing tonight is Neil. He's the other original Moose man. Neil Petros used to be our drummer. He used to come out with us quite a bit on tours and stuff. But he's rubbish.
That was one.
I think
Sorry,
that was
Neil, I'm
another
done.
band.
That was one thing we did very early. We decided to because our jam was it was the second Friday of every month, so it's only a monthly thing. It wasn't a weekly thing like Bumbles.
Right.
It was the second Friday of every month. So we decided to do a jam tour. This was like very early, not long after we'd met. But we needed to find a jam for every single night of the week. And then we used to finish at the home gig, which was like the blues club on the Friday night. So we did that a few times. That was pretty good fun. Just trying to find a jam fairly local. I mean, we travelled about a little bit, no more than about an hour, probably a little bit over an hour. But we did it a few times where we'd start on a Sunday night and we'd be out every single night and finish off on the Friday at our home gig.
I do believe there was one year where we ruined that for you because
Yes.
it snowed and the jam was called
Yeah,
off.
you did. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we had
Yeah.
we had
snowed.
we had t-shirts. We had t-shirts printed with all the dates on the back and all the jams, including Mr. Bumble on the Thursday night. Now this was, I think it was in February one year, wasn't it? Was it a February?
Yeah,
And,
that sounds about right.
And there was about three
yeah,
or
I think
four.
it
Six
was.
flakes
three or
of
four. Yeah, I wouldn't even go 6 flakes. I'd go 3 or 4 flakes of snow. And yeah, you
Four,
called it
Oh,
off
there was just one.
and left us in the lurch. So we had to find a new jam very, very quickly for the Thursday night.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We had no snow here at all, but where Paul was down south, they had like, you know, I think it was a blizzard, full out Arctic blizzard. So, you know, it's how it was. These things happen. So let's have some music. You've sent over 4 videos. We'll talk about Panic Station in a minute. But I'll tell you what, we'll get the scary video out of the way. And I say it's scary because, you know, Wispy's going to have a heart attack when he sees this. Because this is you guys playing Lagrange. Where was this?
That was at the Lion Brewery.
So this is the Lion Brewery, and I say Wispy's going to have a heart attack. Sorry, Wispy, it's a portrait video. You know, what can I do? This is what I get sent. So this is the Most Men with Lagrange.
Rumors spreading around in that Texas town. Shack outside the Grange. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. You gotta learn that show.
There we go, Lagrange there by
Bit of poor editing there by whoever filmed it.
Yeah.
So the guys in the chat, especially Wispy, have decided to absolve you of the vertical video issues.
Yeah, it wasn't our fault.
It's good. And they're saying great performance by the band. How does it feel to see that, seeing as you've been locked in and not been able to do that for a
It's
year?
gutting.
It is, guys.
Yeah.
That's the sound of electric guitars.
Mhm.
I haven't picked it up for ages.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
it's
sad.
gutting seeing that. I mean, when we were doing the prep work for this, I was going through some old videos and that I had on my PC, and I was pinging them over to the guys, and we were all like, "Oh, it really sort of brought it home." Do you know what I mean? How long? I mean, we haven't gigged. We did our last gig together in early Feb last year. That was the last time we did a proper gig as the Moose Men. So it's been
That was,
over a year now.
One of Rob organised that one, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, that was for Rob.
Yeah.
Down,
There's the White Hart.
down at White Hart.
Yeah.
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 Wow, it's well. Look, fingers crossed we can all get back to it sometime soon. And I don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some loud and rocking day.
So that was the deal with
I
the
think
strumming
after
with the-
hearing myself on that,
Go on, Jim.
all I was going to say, after hearing me singing on that, don't put a microphone in front of me again.
It wasn't that bad at
We
all,
don't
sir.
generally.
They were sort of noticing in the chat room, Jim, that you'd kind of been pushed off the side of the stage. Even in a landscape video, they said
Look at
you
him.
would hardly be shown. I mean, there's a lot of sympathy being felt in the chat room for you, mate.
Well, that's very
Oh,
kind
don't
of
give
you.
him the
Thank you.
sympathy. Honestly, he doesn't need it.
No, please keep it coming. Keep it coming.
So when do you
So, yeah,
reckon?
that one.
No.
When do you reckon we'll be back, guys?
Well, you said
Well, I said
September, Rich,
the other
didn't you?
day, didn't I?
We have all
did,
been
and I'm
hanging
a
on to your
doctor, and I know
September, I'll
these
be
things.
honest.
Well, it's
Yeah, I
looking
really
more
don't
and
know.
more likely to be.
Obviously you got knowledge
can't
from the back door, haven't you? So
Small door.
What? No.
he's got a small back door. What?
I know all about that because I popped out from
That's
behind
the
him when we did the original jam night.
Sorry, you popped out from him on the original jam night from your small back. I'm not. This is
Yeah.
going a place I don't want to know.
I was hiding behind him.
Yeah, same here.
So where we all popped out from.
I'm not going anywhere with this. So we could take this down roads we don't want to walk. So So I think one of the biggest things that surprised me from seeing you guys on Radio Freak Jam compared to the real life jam is that down the real life jam, I know you as blues guys. You play a lot of blues and a lot of roots sort of style music. On the jam night, you've been like really showing your true colours, and the grunge has been coming out and bits and pieces like that. So let's go around the room, starting with Pete. Let's talk about your musical influences. What's the bands you love?
My original influences were people like Dire Straits. That's what really got me into playing the guitar. I remember I was about 14, 15 when I saw Dire Straits on the TV, and the guy could really play the guitar. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to play like that. Still can't, but it gives you something to aspire to. But yeah, so Dire Straits was like the first thing for me. And then I got into sort of all sorts of rock and blues, and like people like Gary Moore and Stevie Ray Vaughan and people like that. So that's been my major guitar influence. But I like all sorts of music. I like all. I've got a very, very diverse sort of taste in music. all for different moods. It's I like Prince. I like all sorts.
When do you like Prince?
I don't know. I just like. He's a very, very good guitar player as well.
Oh, he is. Totally agreed.
he's-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very, very good guitar player. And there's some good videos actually on YouTube of him showing his talent there. And he wasn't really known for his guitar playing, but he is a very, very talented musician. He plays a lot of instruments.
Yeah. He played most of the instruments on a lot of his stuff, didn't he, as well?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. One of these musical geniuses.
Mm.
Richard,
Yeah, bit like Richard.
our resident musical genius. Richard, what are your influences? What bands do you love? What make you tick?
Well, back in 1982, I was 10 years old, and I first heard "Run to the Hills" by Iron Maiden, and that blew me away. That's what got me into my rock music. Over the years, I've been into goth, thrash metal, all sorts of weird stuff, really. But the one band that's been the forefront of everything is the band called The Cult. Jim played me them. I was into Metallica at the time, and Jim played me. He said, "Yeah, listen to this," and it was Sonic Temple, and that just changed everything for me. And then obviously grunge happened, and went down that route into some really weird bands there, like Screaming Trees, Alice in Chains, all that lot, Mudhoney. And at the moment, then I went through Britpop, Oasis, Blur, and all that sort of stuff. And at the moment, I'm into stoner rock. Bands like Black Elephant, 1,000 Mods. The list is endless for that. That is just, it's been around for ages, but I've only recently discovered them. But they're just amazing musicians. Absolutely amazing. All these sort of bands are fantastic.
So what
And that's
band?
my influence.
I said we'll go on to Jim, and then I want a recommendation from each of you for people to listen to. So have a think about it, you two. Jim, what's your influences? What makes you musically tick?
Well, I think for me, the first band I ever really liked was Queen.
Sunita.
She was good.
Yeah, because that was the first. God dear. The first album I ever owned was Queen's Greatest Hits, and I just loved that. And then I got into the very political, and then I got into Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard as well. But then thankfully I was met Richard, and he got me out of them. So I'm sorry if there's any Def Leppard fans out there, but no offense to you guys. But then, like Richard, I got into grunge, thrash, bit of blues. My dad influenced me on 60s stuff like Hendrix, Cream, Clapton, John Mayall. And then I just progressed to now I listen to Planet Rock occasionally, especially the New Rock Show, where all they ever play is new tracks coming out by new bands. And so I've just found out about them, and Richard got me into the stoner metal, Black Elephant and the like. So yeah, I've became very enclosed with the grunge scene and nothing outside. If it sounded grunge, fine, I followed it. But then through the years, I've just grown again. My taste has grown again. But my favourite band that I've seen the most is New Model Army.
Okay.
And they just blew my mind. When I heard Thunder and Consolation, I was sold. Hook, line and sinker.
That's sort of heavy levelers, aren't they, the New Model Army?
Their early stuff, yes, it is. But they've kind of diversed. But the early stuff was really, really heavy bass line. drowned out the guitar to a degree. Extremely political, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Right,
So
cool. Come on in, Pete. What is your... we're all stuck in lockdown. We're all listening to new music and finding new stuff. What would your one band recommendation be for people to listen to?
My recommendation would be Samantha Fish.
Not one I know.
Yeah, she's
Good choice.
American. Seen her a couple of times now. And we had a Moose Man night out last time she played round here, and we went down to Southampton to see her, and she's really good. So she's sort of blues rocky, a little bit of country, fantastic guitar player. She's got a good band around her, and yeah, I'd recommend Samantha Fish.
Samantha Fish, ladies and gentlemen. Go check that out. Richard.
Band at the moment I can't get enough of is Black Elephant.
This is the Stoner Rock band you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Cosmic Blues. It's on YouTube, and they are fantastic. They're an Italian band, and they're just amazing musicians. Yeah, absolutely love them. I can't get enough of them. They've got 2 albums out. Seven Swords, the other one, but Cosmic Blues is absolutely heavy on the guitars. Just amazing.
So Black
That's my
Elephant,
choice,
Cosmic
guys.
Blues.
Cosmic Blues, yeah.
Awesome. Jimbo.
Pot pickers.
well, of course, I think I'd probably say New Model Army because they are a very Marmite band. But if you like the Levelers, give them a go. But I think my main one would be, at the moment, there's a new band called Shallow. And yeah, they've just started out, released an EP called TV. Very, very good. So that's my recommendation at the moment. Shallow, yeah.
Okay. Right, there you go. Some recommendations. Go listen. Go find these bands. We'll have another track. I think we'll take a trip back to Bumbles for this one, guys, because you sent us a video from there, which I'm pleased you did, because that's cool. So this is Hoochie Coochie Man. Go on.
Oh, God, yeah.
Didn't you know?
Poor Jim.
Yeah, he's not in this one.
I've seen them, but I didn't know it wasn't.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that after the video.
Right, so this is the most member of the Hoochie Coochie Man. That's the Moose Men there with Hooch
Hey.
Coochie Man, and I do believe that was Tricky on the bass and Mike Noise on drums. And you know we were talking about having tears in your eyes on shows before we started. It's Bumbles, man. I've almost got a tear in my eye. It was almost like being at the Jam. Do you know what I mean?
Brings it home, doesn't it? It does bring it home.
Sad now,
It does,
boys.
yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, so we had Tricky on bass that night. We sacked Jim at the very,
Why
very
was that,
last
you know?
minute. We sacked him. There was a reason we sacked him, because he got poached
There
from
was.
us to stand in to be house bass player at Bumbles that night.
And the only house
So-
band member to have joined the Freak Jam band officially on stage as part of the house band. I have to add.
So yeah, so Jim got sacked that
okay,
night,
but
and
we've
we
never-
put silly Tricky in.
How does that feel, Jim? The only person
never
to,
been-
out of the band to be invited to be house band at the Freak Jam. I mean, that's quite an accolade, right?
It is a very high accolade, and since I don't own an ego as large as those two, I shall just remain humble and say thank you.
That is one of the best answers we've had on the show ever, I think.
You've never compensated us, Ian. You've never compensated for it, and you gave ideas. It took us years to beat it out of him. He had no choice, and then you gave him a choice, and then he came up to band practice a few days afterwards. And says, "Oh look, guys, I can do this. Oh, we can do this. Fuck off, Jim."
Coming in, bringing new
do
ideas.
that.
Bass players have rights too, Richard. I'm just saying. I mean, it's a rare thing to hear me say, I know. But, you know, Jim's one of the special kind. You know, he stood in for us at the last minute. He was
He
as
is
nervous as anything, bless him. Weren't you?
Yeah, I was. But with thanks to Dave Evans, I've got a load of songs off of him, and I practiced them on like someone who's too afraid to practice them. Sorry, Richard?
I said, that makes a
Practice?
change. You practice it.
You never practiced for
Well,
us,
you know,
did
I've
you?
only got 4 strings to worry about. I've never practiced for you, mate.
Let's talk about this special relationship you guys have. I put out on the show notes for today that we're going to talk about your special relationship, and Rich just came on and went, special relationship, question mark, and I was like, I knew that would get you. You guys, you've known each other a long time. You and Richard and Jim, you've known each other a long time. Peter, you're effectively the new boy. But, you know, there would be many people who, if they came into half of your conversation, you know, midway point, they might think that you hate each other.
And that'd be right.
Well, that we do. It's definitely a love-hate relationship. I
You know,
think
once
you
in a
need-
while
you need to
tonight
find
we've
out
seen-
it is a love.
Once in a while tonight, we've seen a few
It is a
glimpses where
love-hate
Jim's
relationship.
gone, you know, Jim said, you know, well, Richard introduced me to this, Richard saved me from Def Leppard. There's been a few positive moments, but, you know, come on, let's see a few more.
It's beautiful.
No, we actually.
No,
we
it's,
actually
it's,
did-
it's good fun. We have.
We've had some guys
Pete.
join us for rehearsals and things in the past where we've had to warn them that our sense of humour can be a little bit close to the mark. And if you're of sensitive nature, you don't last too long around us. Because it can be quite brutal at times. And you need to be very, very thick-skinned.
And this is why you don't have a permanent
That's
drummer,
what keeps
right?
us going, surely.
Yeah, it's a bit like Spinal
This is
Tap.
probably-
We have a new drummer every sort of year or so because they can't cope with it.
Did you lose the last one in a freak gardening accident?
Yeah.
Talk about drummers. I mean, Rich, when I said
It
about
was-
doing the show, you quite unegotistically, you know, compared to what Jim's saying, asked, could we play a
Yeah,
track
thanks.
from a friend of yours?
Yeah. This guy James, he's drummed with us a few times at different jam nights, and we all get on really well with him. He's a very quiet man. We don't really know him that well, but he's jammed with us a few times, and he's a lovely bloke, and he's a great drummer. When you got somebody like that, jam nights behind you playing something he doesn't know, but he keeps time, and that gives me a lot more confidence to do what I want to do. And so he's only just got into songwriting, and I thought we'll give him a bit of an airing, really, to see what everyone thinks of his new song.
So you sent me over a track called See Through This, and then he hastily, just a couple of
That's
days
it.
ago, sent me a new track going, I forgot to send you the one with the drums on. For a drummer, you know, we might need to have a few words with James about this, because obviously that's the important part for him. Excuse me.
But I'm hoping he's going to get more involved. I'm hoping he's going to come on the show a bit more and do some stuff on his own.
Yeah, he's
a
welcome
lovely
to. And
bloke.
hopefully, we do still have a slot available. If anyone hasn't signed up to the show this week, guys, there is one slot available left. So go and grab that. But let's play this. This is James Horsberg. Am I saying that right, Rich?
Yes, I'm not sure. Just say yes. Yes,
James
that sounds
Horsberg.
right.
Right. With See This Through. That was See Through This by James Horsburgh, I think.
Yeah, that's
James, if
first
you're around,
attempt.
correct me. But it looks good. It sounds right. There we go. Sounds right, doesn't it?
First attempt. I thought I was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know.
It's kind of got, what's the vibe? Sort of a bit of New Order-ish sort of edge to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah,
no, you're right.
but I'm hoping. I know. I think he's in the chat room or something, isn't he? I know he's watching.
Well, shout out to James, and hopefully he's going to
so-
be joining you guys to play some drums.
I'm hoping so. Once we get up and going again, for any Moose gigs that we do, I'm hoping he's going to jump in with us. We're going to. I must remember and send him a song list.
Right, this is on
Before we
YouTube
go
now,
out.
Rich. You can watch this back to remind yourself. Send James a set list.
Send a set list or some sort of song list. Anyway, yeah. Otherwise, it would just be making it as he goes along. Which
So
he's pretty
that-
good at. I must admit.
That was an original music. I mean, do you guys get involved in writing? Is that something you do? You aspire to do?
Not with the Moose
No,
now. I've
I
done
don't
a
know
little
whether
bit with. I've done a little bit with the other band that I'm in. We've done a little bit of writing, but I mean, we just play what we know, don't we, fellas? Every week.
Yeah, continuously.
How about you, Rich? You
No, it's something I've written a load of riffs and stuff like that, but I've never really approached the guys with them and said, "Oh, listen to this. Let's write a song around this" or anything like that. I've never done that, and I'll possibly write something and then I'll forget about it anyway.
how about you, Jim?
But no,
No, not really. The only song I ever wrote was for my wedding, when I sang a song for my wife, and that's the only song I've ever written.
Well, I
And
think
play
that
guitar,
is a
Jim.
worthy song to write. And Claire's actually in the chat saying that she loved James's track as well.
And you played a 6-string that
Excellent.
night, Jim.
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, you know where this
why
is
don't
going.
you bring that song on to Radio Free Time?
Well, I was going to take it one step further than that, lads, because you know what we're like on Radio Freak Jam, and we like to slam down the odd challenge here and there. So you know where I'm going. I want to hear a Lockdown Moosemen original song.
Oh, okay.
What do you reckon, people? I'm sure you're going to get behind me in the chat room. Write a track. Write a track. Doesn't have to be
Yeah,
Radio
sure.
Freak Jam orientated. It doesn't have to be anything to do with us at all. Just an original Mooseman song.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that could be doable.
You've all, you're all
Okay.
getting the bits and
Yeah.
pieces, the gear and stuff. I'm sure you can work out getting some bass lines put down and bits and pieces. What do you reckon? Challenge for you.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
All right then.
Okay. Yeah, give it a
Jim?
shot.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I'll give that a shot. Yeah.
they've all agreed. They've all agreed, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone in the chat room's going, hell yeah, absolutely. Do it, boys. It'd be awesome. Love to hear what these three insanely talented musicians can come up with.
I
No,
wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far, Phil.
it just has to be Moosemen. Whatever you guys come up with and feel is right.
Okay.
12 Bar Blues.
Yeah, let's have some, we don't get a lot of 12 bar blues on the show, so let's have some 12 bar blues. I'm up for that.
Yeah, we could try something.
So,
Yeah, I'm
Pete,
sure
you
it's-
sent
Yeah,
me
we'll
a couple of other videos.
Yes.
Panic Station. What's this about?
Yes. Right. So it's basically an incarnation of the Moosemen, just with a couple of extra musicians. I've got a friend, Paul, who's a singer. He was in a quite a successful punk band in his day. He used to come down the Moose with me when I first started going down there. So we decided to put together a sort of like a side project, really, with Paul, and we called it Panic Station. And we got some pretty good gigs out of it. We played some quite high-profile stuff, some big sort of biker rallies and things like that. So yeah, it was a good little project. So we thought, because it's part of the history, I thought I'd include a couple of videos from sort of like that period in our musical journey.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to have Pretty Vacant, because the other one I want to save to play out on, because you know what you sent me, and what a typical jam night thing to do, is play out on that track. So
Okay.
we'll finish up on that. So we'll play Panic Station Pretty Vacant now. So let me just set this up here. So this is it. Panic Station with Pretty Vacant. I'm going to come back from that. That doesn't seem to be playing too nicely at the minute for
Okay.
some reason. Hopefully the other one will as well. But it's not a problem. We can talk a bit more in bits and pieces. But, you know, let's talk a bit. So, Panic Station, what sort of gigs did you play?
Well, that particular video there was it was a VW camper van festival. It was like a weekend thing, and we played that, I think, on the Saturday night. So it was running like from sort of Friday afternoon to the Sunday afternoon, and we played the Saturday. It was quite a good crowd there as well. It was, and they were quite appreciative of us. It was all sort of like rock, punk, blues, you know, all that kind of music, and we went down really well there.
Wispy's saying, is it dubs, bands and booze?
Yes, it was dubs, bands, and booze, Wispy.
That's the one.
I bet he was there. He says he loves that festival. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So we didn't get asked back for that one because Paul, my friend, he was a prolific snorer, and a couple of us decided to stay over that night, and so we pitched up a couple of tents in the field with like all the other campers, and apparently he kept probably about 50, 60 people awake with his snoring all the way through the night. So we had a lot of unhappy people. In the morning, we had a lot of unhappy people around us, and they asked us not to come back.
What a story. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Wispy says, when was that?
That must have been
It
2016.
would have
was
been
it?
around
2014.
15 or 16.
2016, I think.
2015 or 2016.
There you go. Wispy says you played an open mic slot there last time it was on.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. You see, it all comes together.
Yeah, it's all part of the circuit, isn't it?
So, you know, what moving forward, obviously, you're going to write a song now. That's a cool thing. And then, lockdown's released. What's the plans? Are you looking to get back to gigging, putting more jams on? You know, what's the idea?
Well, I've got a couple
just
of
to go
dates already booked for the summer with Hotwires. I have no idea whether that will go ahead or not, but we have got a couple of dates booked, and fingers crossed that we'll be able to do it. I did manage to do one after lockdown last year. It was called Dorking Unlocked, and that was in September. It was all socially distanced. There was a live audience. It spread out a little bit, but I did manage to get another gig in after lockdown last year. So fingers crossed, with the bookings that we've got already, I'm hoping that we can play at least one of those.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
For,
Yeah.
well, for us, it's just going to be a question of jam nights and hopefully get a new project up and going as soon as this lockdown's over. Really,
And
I've got to get out and play in a band because
yeah, feeling it now, lads. I mean, don't get me wrong, we were lucky to have Halloween, and you know, that was a great time. We done the 2 gigs over that, and very enjoyable. Good to get out, but it seems like a distant.
It was
memory again.
also really good to come along to as well, and actually seeing people and seeing live music. You know, even though we weren't playing, it was great to just come along to. You know, it was something so different because we'd not done it for so long.
Exactly. It was missing that madly, and missing the jams, missing just it's silly. I get like 15 minutes to chat to people, then I'm back on stage introducing the next act up, so I never get a full conversation. And this is where things like Meet the Freaks has been fantastic opportunity for me to sit with you guys and get to know you better. But I miss running up on the stage every 15 minutes and introducing the next band and chatting bollocks and doing all that sort of stuff on a stage with lights and an atmosphere and stuff.
Yeah, it's
it's horrible. My phone's just gone red, by the way.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I've got to self-isolate.
Oh, no! Live on air, man! What the?
Yes, 7
Right.
days.
Shut that window down, fella. I don't want to see him. I won't be anywhere near him.
Twice in 2 weeks.
Oh man, so sorry to hear that. Have you got plenty of beer in?
I don't drink beer. I've got this weak thing I'm going through, and I can't drink beer, so it's all wine. Oh, that's done my head in.
Oh man, so sorry to hear that. Really, really am.
I'm not.
I know Wispy and Dyer up the road if you need any supplies delivered or anything.
I've only just gone back to work, and now I've got to isolate for another 7 days. Can you
Oh
see that?
no! Hang about. Let me bring you up full screen.
No. 7 days.
Oh no!
Fucking things.
Not good, man. Everyone's feeling for you in the chat room. And Saz is saying, is this the first live self-isolation? I think it is. I think this is the first time someone's been told live on air that they have to self-isolate. So it's something. Every cloud has a silver lining, Rich. And you're the first Radio Freak Jam to be told to isolate on air.
To be fair, he should be self-isolating from everybody anyway. shouldn't be too close to the public, Rich. Well, I tell you what, as you're going to be off for 7 days, you can start writing the song.
Perfect. Absolute. What timing? How did that work?
There you go.
Yeah. And your part is going to be very small solo.
What was that? You triggered the app for me. Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Yes, well done. Thanks, NHS. You came well. You came good in the end.
There's all the people in the chat ringing in. Rich needs to self-isolate to write a song. If I just say I've got COVID and I contacted with him,
Yeah.
We shouldn't take the piss.
Man, that's in.
No, we should.
I am.
We should.
I'm trying to be genuinely sympathetic here, Rich. I genuinely am.
Thanks for the support, Ian. I appreciate that. You too, bunch up.
Right, well, as I said, every cloud has a silver lining. You got 7 days to start working a song, Richard. Look at it that way. Let's find the positive in this. It's not working, is it?
I'm going to have to lock myself into my new studios.
Let's see that.
Let's see that.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
that.
So what's going on with that then? Is that a piece of artwork for the studio?
Yeah. I'm going to say I painted it, but it's not true. Peter took the picture years ago. I've eaten a cow since then.
And you had quite a nice logo coming on for that we saw the other day as well.
Yeah, that's my other piece of artwork. I've got to get that one finished.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's got a bit of a film noir edge
Yeah,
to
me
it.
and Peter were.
I've done the lettering. Did I?
I've got to finish that one off.
I've
I've
done
got
it
7 days. You did send it. I've got 7 days to do it now. I've got no excuses.
So, guys, it's 10 o'clock. Look, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And, it's absolutely, as I said, it's brilliant to be able to sit down and chat with you rather than, shout over loud music or have to sneak out for a fag to have a chat and bits and pieces. And, fingers crossed we can all get back to this in the future. And I mean that sincerely, and we can get back down Bumbles and start playing again. And Rich can get out of his house.
Now, listen to him on that.
Is there anything you want to sort of say before we leave? Is there anywhere that you want to sort of push, promote any bands you want to sort of give a plug to, or anyone to shout out? Let's go around the room. Peter.
I'm also in Hot Wires. You can find us on Facebook. There's a few videos and tracks and stuff on there if you want to go and have a look. So yes, Hot Wires on Facebook. Have a look.
So check out Hot Wires, Rich.
Carry on looking at stoner rock music, stuff like Orange Goblin, Black Elephant, 1,000 Mods, fantastic stuff.
And Jimbo.
That's my bit done.
If you like to listen to new rock bands, check out Planet Rock New Rock Show. It's on once a week. It's run by Wyatt, I think.
Yeah.
They have some good stuff, and they have some really good stuff. So check that out.
Awesome.
And you can check it out on their app.
None of you want to give your wives a shout out or anything like that while we're here?
Bye.
Bye, Claire, babe.
I gave you the opportunity here, lads, to do the thing, and you didn't do the thing. I'm just saying, Is that, thanks to my supportive wife for supporting my rock and roll career all of these years,
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nice to see
Why
that
do you think we're tucked away in our own little room?
Fair point. It's nice to see, though, that your kids have come and joined us on the chat a couple of times, Pete.
Yeah, they come on and take the piss.
And Pete, you're gonna co-host with us. What was that, Rich?
Yeah, I'm booked for.
Whoa, steady on, Peter. He asked me the question, not you. Back off. Just wait your turn. Well, sorry, Ian. Before I was rudely interrupted, what was the question?
I was actually asking Pete.
That's all right, mate. That's right, mate.
Pete,
I'll let him have his little fit. I know he's got the because he's got to self-isolate for 7 days. So let him just blow off a bit and he'll be fine. Sorry, mate. What were you saying?
You're co-hosting with us. You're going to come and
I am.
co-host on the show on the 25th of March, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, in about 4 or 5 weeks.
You're not going to be away.
Doesn't look like it, no.
Well, I'm sorry for that, but I'm glad you can join us. So it's
it's going to be my birthday week, so I'll be up for that.
I would have a birthday beer then.
Yeah, let's have a birthday beer.
Definitely. I'll tell you what, right? If it's your birthday week, if Radio Freak Jam could give you a present, and I'm not like about spending lots of money on you here, Pete, at all. But if we could have someone play you a song, what song would it be, and who would it be?
Oh, it's
Are you looking
There's
at?
got to be something from the Small Door Studio, surely.
There you go. What from the Small Door
can't.
Studio?
Why?
I can't do it, Pete. I'm self-isolated.
This is the 25th of March. You'll be out by then, just.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think of something,
What do you want
and I'll let him know.
Yeah, I think you should make Rich play you a song. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you should do one of mine.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely do one of mine.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Diddly diddly dee. What's that one go? I can't even bring myself to sing it here.
Yeah, you
Don't
might
you
have to sing
dare
that one.
suggest that one. You know which one I'm on about.
You've got to sing me a song for my birthday.
It can be anything, Pete. Anything that you
Alright.
can think of. I'm just saying you could use this to your advantage.
What, like a nursery rhyme or a hymn?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Guys, we're going to try and
I used
play
to
out
like you,
on
Ian.
Rocking It. I love you too, Rich. We're going to try and play out on Rocking in the Free World. Hopefully this works after the last video played me around. This one looks a bit smoother. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. And thanks for joining us and
Thanks,
just
guys.
having a laugh in there. We've
cheers, guys.
got Liana Way from the What If Generation, hopefully joining us as co-host on Thursday. We had a few issues with his connection last time, and Simon Maslin took over. That was a good show as well, though. So Lee's going to come back and join us and give us a few tunes. That's going to be fun. We'll have a Skype tomorrow lunchtime about one. Sorry, not a Skype, a Zoom. How old-fashioned am I with Skype? We'll have a little lunchtime live on Wednesday lunchtime. We'll play some music, and Tony will probably be here because she's off, so that's cool. If you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Radio Freak Jam. That's all appreciated. And yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, the homemade jam.
I'll learn to do that one day.
What's that?
I still haven't. I haven't got used to pressing the buttons, and I'm not sure what to do with all that yet.
Just
I'm
press
learning.
just press buttons. When it says coffees, put about 1,000
buttons.
in. That's fine.
Is that all right?
That's how it works. Yeah, that's how it works. And yeah, we're doing the homemade jam, and hopefully, maybe this is something you guys will consider joining us as well. Where no instruments allowed. You've got to write a song, but no instruments whatsoever. You have to hit pots and pans and sample your dog and farts and burps and kids shouting and make music out of all the wonderful sounds around you that aren't instruments. So I've announced that today. We're going to have a show on the 22nd. So we need entries in by the 15th of March for a show on the 22nd. Get onto that, get making music, and we'll have fun. Guys, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you later. Stick
you very
around, we'll
much.
have a quick chat afterwards,
Going
guys.
into
Okay.
This is Rockin' the Free World.
Oh,
Fingers crossed
going
it
into
works.